good job at, I mean, you've taught me a lot of lessons in life. You really have on how you are.
We're not perfect, but we enjoy our job, and I can say to every young man and woman that are in our department, they're trying on a daily basis to better themselves and do a good job and do a righteous job all the time. It's awesome.
Man, I love that. What kid doesn't love that? Like, the thing is, you know, and what I see is I see respect, I see honor, and what we want people to see is that, but we want them to also see the human side.
Oh, absolutely, because we're no different than anyone else. And this is where, right now, my push, I'm in charge of community services in the police department. I was given a goal and a mandate by Mayor Helfrich and Chief Banker that my focus needs to be breaking down these communication barriers. We need to tie our officers in with the community and let them get to know us and do some great things together. Because, hey, first of all, we can't.
He said hi to me years ago when I was running. Yo, when people were like, yo, calling him, I know they still call him all the time. But he said, yo, if you need anything, I got you. Yep. Never met him. That's the first thing he said to me. I gotta tell you, that was impressive.
But we're looking to break things down so people know us by first names. All right, we're not getting the hey, Officer Nestor, hey, this and that. My mother and father named me Roger. Call me Roger. We're cool with that. That's all right. We appreciate the respect. It's a great thing. But what we have come to learn over the years of policing is we cannot arrest our way out of anything, any problem we're tasked to address. It's not working. You know, it doesn't work. Though that is part of our job, what we need to do is we need to tie in with the community. We need to talk to the community. We need the community more so to talk to us, because I understand certain areas we go into, they don't know Roger Nestor. They see York City Police, a white male in a police uniform, and that's going to initiate certain feelings and issues, which are completely understandable, whether they actually happen to that individual or not. So we're teaching our officers to understand, when people yell at you, they don't know you. They're yelling at the uniform, they're yelling about the incident that's going on at the moment, and give them that time, because they're human beings just like you. Let them de-escalate, let them vent, and then say, okay, now, how can I help you? What's going on?
Is there any forum that we can invite people to come actually get a little bit closer and more?
We have so many things going on. I'm going crazy at work, and it's a blast. I'm supposed to be doing 7 to 3 every day is my normal shift, Monday through Friday, because I'm an old guy now. I've got 21 years in the department. They're regulating me into an office. Oh, thank you. But with putting me in charge of this, they said, hey, make this happen, get stuff together. It's awesome. So what I started doing is, when we have neighborhood association meetings in the different neighborhoods, there's I want to say 15 active neighborhood associations throughout
New York City.
When I took over community service from Lieutenant Gene Fells, who had done great work prior to me, I said, well, one thing I want to change is I will, or a member of my staff will always be at a neighborhood association meeting. We will be the conduit, whether it's a police matter or not. You need something from the city, call me, email me, and I'll run it through. So then that way you don't get played with bouncing around from phone system to phone system. Let me do that for you. You have any other issues? Let me see how I can help you out. I may not have all the answers. I may not know. Or I may have to
Are you
get back
from York? I mean, it sounds like you're best in you love the city.
We moved to York. It was kind of funny. I'm a military brat, born in Texas.
Please share this.
Raised in Savannah, Georgia, until I was about 8 years
Oh,
old.
listen, Water Street. I used to live down there.
River
That's crazy.
Street.
River Street. I was gonna. When you said it, I was like, no, I'm not gonna tell them Savannah. I lived there for a little while. I used to get down to Tybee Island and hang out with a beautiful little place.
Tybee
Huh? Amazing.
My dog at home is named Tybee.
Wow. I mean, I used to water the palm trees on Victory Drive.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes.
We used to go out there. Yo, you have to sit there with a truck and crank up the sign. They had the baseball team there. I forget the name of them. And we used to water all beautiful cemeteries in the center.
Oh my
and we
gosh.
would water those palm trees. And wow.
Yep.
It is small.
We moved from Savannah, Georgia up to here. My mother's family is originally from York County. And it was interesting because I was a little guy, 8 years old or so, I guess. And within 3 months of moving here, we had this thing called Agnes hit York City. And as a young man, I wasn't able to understand what was going on. I thought, what kind of place did my parents bring me to that suddenly everything's surrounded by water and we can't go anywhere. Now, as I've grown up, and yeah, I went to Ferguson Elementary School in the city, Egerfoss Smith, and graduated from York High in 1985. Learned to love this city because this city has something that no other city has with these demographics, and that is no matter what you're into, what your likes are, what you want to see or do culturally, anything. It is within a bus ride, a car drive, a walking distance from York. You want mountains, beach,
Horse and
trails,
buggies,
big cities,
Gettysburg.
culture. It's
all
all
here.
within our grasp. That's
And
what makes
affordable.
this. Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Hey, please share this. We have Lieutenant Roger Nestor in the house. York City Police is making giant strides. Our whole county, I gotta tell you, the whole county, and even the whole 717, Lancaster, Harrisburg, I gotta include it all. But our concentrate is right here in the 717, the White Rose City. And we're super excited because all this program is meant is to break down barriers, to break down walls. You know, it's like Eagles and Cowboys. It doesn't matter what team, we're allowed to like different teams, but let's get to know each other, right?
Yeah, no,
I'm an
absolutely.
insurance guy. People don't like me until they need me. Kind of like you, right?
Yep.
You know,
That's a fact.
but we're changing that we're human. We do what we found we love, however we found what we love, and let's get to know each other. So, because I tell people the reason people know me is because I say hi. You know, or someone's called
It starts that simple.
Yeah.
Just, hi, how you doing? Oh, you got an Eagles game. Oh man, if Orioles take a hit the other day, that's how you start a conversation. It's not hard, and that's where we're guiding our officers into. Now, one of the changes that have recently come up is the officers must spend a half hour walking in a neighborhood every shift,
Love it.
and 15 minutes face-to-face contact with someone in the city.
Love it. That is amazing, man.
We're trying a lot of new things. We have a thing called the Citizen Police Academy.
Check this out, you all. So, who is able to go to? And do they have to live in New York City?
No.
Okay.
No,
So you can
we want to focus on city residents and city employees, people that work in the
Yeah,
city.
because I think
will
it's
take
important
priority.
about that because there's a lot of security. I tell people in the city, you might not think this, but there's companies that have security guards around, right? But that is really a law because other workers that work in the city don't, and they're fine. So I know you might be scared, but get to know someone. Maybe even the security guard, you know, but we're all human and our city is beautiful. Like, you need to understand that I'm in this city a lot during the day, and and it's so quiet. It really
There's
is
great
quiet.
things going on in so many levels in the city right now. It's a fantastic time, and that lends a lot of energy to people like me, the other officers, people like you, that we see the revitalization. And it's slowly gaining momentum and it's snowballing, and we're getting excited to see 3 years from now, 5 years from now, what's going to be happening, because it is becoming a live, vibrant city.
So what does this do for people? Like,
Okay.
they don't have to live in New York City. They say, I want to go to this New York City Police Academy.
The Citizen Police Academy is set up by the New York City Police Department, and it is 4 to 6 weeks long. We have people come every Tuesday and Thursday for 2.5 hours. And they meet with our officers, our detectives, members of the SWAT team, our administration, and get to ask on a one-on-one, face-to-face basis any question they have. There is no limits. The only thing we can't discuss, which would seem obvious, but I have to explain it, is specific incidents and cases we're bound by law not to discuss.
Yeah.
But on how we do things, seeing our equipment, putting on the tactical vests, the helmets, and all that stuff, to get exposure to that, and to get to meet us, so they get to know us on a first-name basis. And at the end of the day, they may not agree with everything we do, and that's great, because at least now they have an understanding, and that's all we're looking for.
And listen, getting to know each other, this is what it allows. You don't need that whole, like when you know me and I know you, we're past that whole, let's get to know, and there's a lot to be said for that. You have to understand, I know a lot of people because I say hi to a lot of people. And so once we know each other, in the beginning of any interaction, there has to be, we have to know where we are and who we are. So we can either figure that out over time and get to know each other, and that's empowering. It makes people feel comfortable. That's why they call it home,
Yes.
right? Because people know when they say hi. So that is a crucial part of this. You have to understand, Kevin, you know when saying hi. So when you do have an, because you're going to have an interaction, I have them all the time, right? Now, I'm not doing nothing wrong, but I just have them, you know, for your own reason, and feeling able to reach out. You know, I always felt like they're so busy, I don't want to, we're an extension of them,
Mhm.
right? They enforce it, but we educate them on what's going on, and they might say, well, no, they're not doing nothing wrong, you need to kind of just get over it. Or, hey, we'll keep an eye out for you. Or, hey, we're glad you said that, you know what I mean?
Well, and even in those minor situations, we can be mediators too.
Yes.
You know, we can come in and say, oh, well, let me
So
go
no
talk
one's
to the
back
other
out.
side. Okay, now I understand you. Then I would come back to you, Shane, and say, hey, this is what's going on over there. Do you still have a problem with it? Can you understand that maybe, yeah, they're having a kid's party, they got loud, they're sorry, and then it de-escalates it, and at the same time, trying to connect you with your neighbor or something along
Yes.
that line. We're looking to do that. You know, that is part of our job. Don't worry about bothering us.
That's
taking
nice.
time away
That's
from
huge.
us. This is
They
our
can
job.
mediate it, and it doesn't mean people are getting charges either, right? Like, you gotta understand that. It's a great day when they leave, everything's been settled, and no charges have been filed,
Oh, that's perfect.
right? Like, you have to understand, they don't wanna file charges. Everyone has their job, but if there's agreements and stuff can be done, and they're able to, believe me, they want to not do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Because, well, it's like we were talking about earlier. When I was growing up on Garfield Street in the city, when a neighbor would have their music too loud, we were comfortable enough and had communication with our neighbors. We would just go and knock on the door and say, hey, bud, could you turn the music down, please? And it wasn't a problem. Now, people are more inclined to call the police on their neighbor and say, you need to go tell them to turn the music down. Okay, well, understand, going back to this uniform, knocking on someone's door, a large portion of the time, the initial response we get is, well, why didn't that person just come over and say something to me? Why did they call you guys? You know, it builds up animosity by doing that, where if you take the human side and say, hey, let me at least try and say, bud, could you do me a favor? We're trying to sleep, we're trying to watch it, whatever the case is. And have that contact with them. I mean, we're still there if we're needed, absolutely. Bud tells you something like, hey, too bad, I don't care. Well, absolutely, we're going to do our job. We're still going to try to mediate and de-escalate because we understand. We view it, we have a checkbook. And every time we write a ticket, whether it's for speeding, running a red light, loud music, that check that's being sent out on that person is a little bit of respect from the community taken away from us. So we try to be very, I'm losing the word here, but very conscientious about when we do this, and we make sure that
Your
hey,
discretion is
there's a
very high.
definite violation, there's a definite need for this, and there's a safety issue, or whatever the case may be.
And street justice doesn't work, can I tell you? Y'all know I do law shows too, right? But it's respect, like the job, sometimes, like if you get caught up in a vine, you just have to get your way out and be patient, right? And right or wrong, sometimes we have to go through a system, right? And the best way to do it is calmly as possible. I know it's not easy. I've been in a lot of situations, okay? But what I've learned is breathe, relax, and just don't think that you're going to handle it right there. You know, and be honest with each other. You know, honesty goes a long way. I mean, they get lied to all day. So they know, and they just want honesty. It's like, you want someone to cut you a break, well, you're not cutting it back. It's street respect. And I get respect in the street because I give it. I don't go out of my lane. I don't act like the police. I call them, and I have protection until they get there. Simple as that. Someone called me a snitch. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you acting like that? That's not going to happen in my neighborhood. It's called stand up for your block. You weren't allowed to act that way. So, but it doesn't mean take it in your own hands. And that's where, you know, and that's where you call them, right? And it doesn't mean they have charges. I've had ones where I said, no, of course I don't want to file any charges. And they handled it, and I want to document it so that, hey, let's avoid a situation.
Well, and we even tell our officers, you know, we know what job we have sworn to do. We will go into those buildings, those environments, risking our lives. But there's also other factors that sometimes as the officer is going, we will tell them, No, you wait for backup. Don't go in there. Yeah, and there are even times, if there's a large crowd or something going on that's out of control, one officer when a bar lets out or something like that, hey, always remember that car has reverse. Go down the block and wait till you have 2 or 3 other officers coming in with you, and then go in a safe way. And then you can also de-escalate or attempt to de-escalate things. So, yeah, we always say, never forget, you got reverse.
Amen. Amen. And that's for anyone. Think about it. You know, trying to get out of a situation with a minimal amount of problems, right? And so I think it's amazing to see York City Police, and our county has become very good on social media. Because if we want to be the news, we're going to have to take control of our phones, y'all. Right? Because we can't control the big box companies, but we can control what our friends are seeing. So when you share this out, your friends are going to be more apt to watch what you share on, whether it's YouTube or Snapchat or Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever we are. So please, I mean, if you want a better, safer community, we need your help.
Absolutely. And that's the only way. I mean, we're in that stage of policing in the United States. We've gone through a lot of good things. We've tried some things. Some things have been outright bad and wrong, historically. Nowadays, again, the energy in New York, it's just compounded by the change across the United States in policing, reaching out, connecting with the communities, and tying them in. Like with the Citizen Police Academy. Getting these folks in, telling them what we do, answering their questions, and we have fun doing it. There's a lot of things we have going on to tie in with the community. And
are you going to do some cooking soon?
We're going to do some cooking soon.
He's a mean chef, I hear. I haven't tasted his food yet.
I had to teach April Collier of Cornbread West about lavender and introducing lavender to certain meals, whether it's through butter or salt. But that's okay. We're going to have a cook-off in the fall down at Central Market for the first Friday, and we're going to go head-to-head. I'm going to have some young guys and girls with me, backing me up, because this is her vocation. She can move around the kitchen quicker than me, but I have some good kids from the city that will help me out, and yeah, it's going to be a shame when April has to wear York City Police for a week.
No.
You know, but it is what it is. No, I love April. April's one of those entities in New York City that is just amazing. She's going her own way, not waiting for the city, corporate sponsorship or anything. She is progressing and moving forward with getting a youth center together that not only is going to be sports oriented, it's going to be culturally oriented, it's going to be civically oriented, and it's just phenomenal. She has a great group of people. The organization that is in its founding phase right now is called Lexi, which is a League of Extraordinary Individuals.
Right.
And just pumping that positivity into these kids at an early age, and she is the person to do it. She is outstanding.
You know,
but I still bust her up in the kitchen.
You know, what's important is this community is in your community, wherever you are, it's in your vested interest, you know. It doesn't matter if someone's mom or dad's around or uncle's around or whatever, but, you know, it's calling people out, holding people accountable in the right, respectful way. When it's not looking the other way, it's definitely not that. It's not letting things go. It's not letting the young people run our city. It's we run this city, the elders of the community. That's all around the globe. The elders should be respected and run the community.
And that goes right back to the home. I mean, that's one of the levels of things that, you know, I see we're slowly working on it and addressing it here in the United States. You know, you're the adult. You have to take the lead. These kids are no different than you and I were growing up. You give them an inch, and they're going to see how far they can take it. Because that's what kids do, and you want kids to do that. You want kids to stretch out. But as an adult, especially as a parent, that's where it's your job to say, well, here are the parameters, hold on.
Where's your kid at 11 o'clock?
Yeah, back things up a bit. Get your mind right with this. Curfew's there for a reason.
Yes.
You know, it's your safety. We are concerned about your children. We don't want to see them out after curfew.
Because stuff happens. Not only just them being out, but there's people that can take advantage of them.
Well, statistically, we can prove that after 9 o'clock at night, especially after 11 when curfew sets in, that is when most violent crime occurs. Do you want your child out now?
No, not at all.
Whether they're involved or not. I mean, their reason for being out could be something as mundane as going from a friend's house home, something like that. But You have some drunk driving down the street, a domestic going on, things like that. This is the time period that these things happen. You don't want kids out there. You want the kids home safe. You know, and it goes back to just like you were saying a few minutes ago. We don't want to arrest people. We don't want to arrest kids for curfew and things like that. But if we see a kid 1, 2, 3 times, well, obviously the child and the parents aren't getting it.
Yes.
So now we're going to have to make an impact because that is part of our job. I have to protect you. And if by protecting you, I have to issue a citation or arrest you, I've taken an oath. This is what I'm going to do as long as I stay within the parameters of the Constitution, the Commonwealth's Constitution, the city ordinances and codes.
And I think people love the way, you know, I hear so many compliments about York City on, you know, how many people learn a lesson, and if you don't, it's your fault, where they cut you a break, right? And yet sticks with you. You're like, honey, I was so close to getting this ticket. I'm not going to do that. You know, and I know me and my wife will talk, and we'll be like, oh my God, you know, we're so grateful, we're so thankful. Make sure we do this, put our crews on, all these little things, right? And then we understand why. Why is that way?
Something as simple as when we issue a parking ticket, you're parked close to a corner. It's not that we're looking for a stat, and it's public information. The city does not make money off of these things.
But people think
They believe that, oh, it's a money maker for the city. Well, you know, do a little investigating, find out what facts are. When we issue those tickets sitting by because you're too close to a corner, do you realize those yellow lanes are there so a fire truck coming into the area can turn that corner clearly?
wow.
It's a safety issue. It's not something that's a moneymaker that we set people up for. You know, there's a reason behind it. And there's a legitimate reason more times than not.
And that's why it's important going right back to getting to know each other.
Yes.
Because then you can ask a question. You can say, in the police academy, can they say, why do I get a ticket in the yellow area?
Yep.
There's no one there.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then you can tell them, that fire truck will rip your car. Now we got to pay for this. We have an insurance thing. We have your car. Have you ever seen the picture of the fire hose going through the car window?
Yep, love it.
Yeah. But, you know, people don't think that way. We have to think beyond ourselves and think about our community.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's a perfect example where I've issued a parking ticket. A young lady on North Hartley Street was parked in front of a fire hydrant. I sat there a minute, got out of my car, standing outside. I'm writing the parking ticket. She comes out, and the time it took me to finish it, it was being issued. And she said, look, if a fire truck came, I would move my car. And I said, you don't understand. If a fire truck comes, it's here. You're not going anywhere. Your car is blocking this and endangering the lives of your neighbors here. We can't have that, which she understood. Now, with that being said, going back to the empathetic side and being there myself at times, I get halfway through that parking ticket, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith comes out, whoa, I'm sorry. Okay, I write void across it and then explain, just like I did. This is why we do this, okay? Please understand, don't do it again. So they don't get a ticket, it's a lesson learned. But,
Brandon, it's Roger. So Brandon C. Little has a question right there. If you can read it, if not, I can bring it a little closer.
yeah, I can read it fine.
Okay.
I personally am a proud supporter of the Second Amendment. I'm a supporter of most amendments. And I say most because I'm not that knowledgeable on all the amendments to the Constitution. We do like citizens legally carrying firearms that want to, that get training, that follow the safety procedures and protocols.
And now, would it be a great thing for Brandon to go to the academy?
Absolutely.
And say,
Yeah.
I mean, that to me would be a great example. You should go into the academy, the Citizens Academy, and then this is all stuff to let you know. So then everyone's lined up.
Yes, exactly. And before I get sidetracked again, if you are interested, and we welcome everyone, we really want people to be here. We would rather have too many people than not enough. And we're going to hold 3 academies this year. If you are interested, you can find information on this at the York City website, yorkcity.org. If you like York City Police Department on Facebook, that is a post on there too that will give you the website that will take you right to the application that you can submit to Miss Jackie Marrero in my office. She will process it. Once you get your application, there is a small background check, and then you'll get notification of whether you're accepted into the academy or not. The deadline right now for this one is March 20th. It's going to start a week later.
So do you know what would knock me out? If there's someone on there that is coming back and is it a DUI, if they have a felony within a year, do you have any idea? Just so if someone's, watching and we want all the questions. One thing I'll tell you is I love questions. And a big shout out with York County Sheriff on here today. Thank you. Any first responders on here? Thank you all.
No, a background like that, as we talked earlier, that makes you human. You made a mistake at some time in your life. We're not going to hold that against you at this time. We're looking for active warrants, major issues like that we're going to have to say, hey, you come into a building, remember, I took an oath to do a job. I may not agree with what I have to do at times, but my oath is to the citizens of New York City.
If you have a warrant and you go in there yourself.
I have to do what I've got to do.
But just take care of it.
But we would notify you beforehand. This is not something where we set people up. It's nothing like that. We would call you and say, hey, you have a warrant out of this district justice office. Why don't you go take care of that? Let us know when it's taken care of, and we'll see if we can get you in the next day.
Man, see, those are the kind of questions. I want to make sure you're asking any question. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Oh,
that's important. Because in your mind, that's your separator. That's keeping you from something.
Absolutely.
And that's what we wanted to spell. That's the whole point.
Yep, breaking that down.
Hey, Roz. Hey, Mike. Hey, Eric. Hey, Chad. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Earl. Hey, Blaine. If I don't get to everyone, hey, Bill Duke, Eva Hayes, Brandon Little, Dave Crispo, Dave, Julius, Chris, Albert, Rajan, Jason, Wanda, Mike. Mike, what's up? Debbie Bailey, good to see you. Andrew, Allison, Praveen, Freddie, Rick, Bob, Charles, Lizzie, Andy, Darlene, Brian, Lisa, Isaac, Holly, Dimitri, Otis, Eric, Anthony, Sharon, Terry, Quince, Frank, Dave, Frank, Nancy, Polly, Sandra Thompson, what's up? Ryan Fry, Jacob, Ronald, Brandon. If I missed you, man, I'm sorry. Mike, it was great. Ian, good to see you. Mike Moy ran with me last night. And I'll tell you, Mike, wasn't it awesome? Even at 1 o'clock in the morning, people were honking, saying hi to us. We had the homeless man that we ran to the mission. Good shout out to York's mission. White Rose Ambulance was there. We had them stay just in case we couldn't get in. No one was leaving until we had a place for this man to stay. And that's how good our city is. And when we were running, New York City said TheShaneTrain. I'm like, that's a comfort of feeling though. I tell people, man, I'm not popular. I just say hi to everyone.
Yes.
Right? Because I want to have a safe community. And I'll tell you what, if people don't say hi to me, that's a problem. Because if someone says hello and you don't say hi, then you're bringing hate, and that's a problem.
It's very simple. It's 2 letters and just hi.
Hey, York.
It starts from there.
Yeah. And it feels good. Smiles. I mean, if you haven't been down to the city in a while, I challenge you to come down. I mean, it's amazing.
We have a great city. There's great people down there. Not just the government entity, the police officers, the fire, the people that work at City Hall, but the business owners, the people that work down there. There's just a real solid vibe going on in downtown New York right now. It's building momentum, and it's a lot of fun to watch and be part of, even though it may be a small part. But we're looking to make that part bigger. As police officers, we have an event coming up, not just the Citizen Police Academy. We're opening that up, again, yorkcity.org. You can find that, sign up. The other thing we're doing, there's a little history behind this. We had some horrific events occur in New York City last year. And Lancaster City stepped up. Lancaster City Fire and Police Departments, they had our back the whole time. Came and took over and covered the city while we were in mourning. Phenomenal stuff. So I was trying to think of a way to say thank you back to Lancaster, New York, and tie our cities together to help build that positive thing. And the more I thought about it, I said, you know what, we can do this, and I can take it to the next level, hopefully, with help, and get the citizens of York involved with it too. So our thank you is, we're having a fundraiser called the St. Paul Drix event. Okay, and understand, Lancaster City has 150 officers, we have 100. We're going to challenge them to who can raise most funds. And what St. Paul Drix does is they get money for childhood cancer research. And regardless of your demographics, race, locale, this is all a factor that we can all join in on and fight against. Okay. I said, you know what? They outnumber us, we can beat them. I'm going to get the neighborhood associations involved, the residents of York City involved, along with our officers. And what we do at the St. Baldrick's event is we collect funds, just like anything else. You can go to the Facebook page, not all of our officers, but all the officers that are involved have a Facebook page collecting money for this event. And then the day of, the example I use, I'm going to make you an officer for me. I'm going to say, okay, here's Officer Shane, and he has 2 tickets to Yoga House in downtown York in his pockets. All right. Shane is going to be up on the auction block. Who's going to give me $20? See him get his head shake. I got 20, who'll give me 40? 40, 60. And we're going to auction off officers and these people from the neighborhoods that are going to join in with us.
And what a great auctioneer we have. If you don't know our auctioneer, he's amazing.
Oh,
You're
Jamil
gonna love him.
Alexander's the man.
He is.
He was, that was one of the people when I was putting my group together. I hoped and prayed that I could get Jamil Alexander to help out with this as the MC. And I know he's a very busy man. He has a lot of things going on. But I thought, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. Always ask. And as soon as I explained what was going on to Jamil, he cut me off and was all over it. He's got plans of what he's going to do. It's going to be a great event. It is Saturday, April 20th, Easter weekend. Excuse me, we are going to be down at Cherry Lane Park. That's Cherry Lane right off of Market Street.
Man, that's
right
one of
next
the
to
most
Central
beautiful
Market.
streets that I didn't know about till years, right? Because when I first came here, they said, stay out of York City, it's dangerous. That's what I was told, right? Not to know that the news companies don't replay the same stuff. But anyway, so I was scared. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get to know this city.
Yes.
And so Cherry Lane is such a beautiful gem.
It really is.
I mean,
And
gorgeous.
we're going to have that set up. Isaac Mantia, who owns a barbershop here in the city, is my lead barber coordinator.
Oh.
Yes. I'm trying to keep it all in the city. We have
love it,
barbers
yes.
that are coming in, and I said, I want to focus on everyone from the city.
That's
It's
my
first
man.
pick. I
Nice.
said, you know, but we'll take everyone, just like with the Citizen Police
Yes.
Academy. You want to join in, because the other side of this is not only raising funds to fight childhood cancer, not only helping out Lancaster City in a way to say thank you,
Yes.
but it is also getting to meet our officers. They're
Amen.
going to be in uniform just so they can represent as they get their heads shaved, beards shaved, things like that. But it's also going to be so the public can interact with us and have fun and joke around and see. We like the same things everyone in the public does.
Yes.
Whether it's music, food, movies, sports, we are no different than the public we serve.
Amen. The human race.
Yes, and we want people to understand that. Come meet us and have fun with us.
We love it. We love it. We're going to have York City on here as often as they want to come on here. York City Police, we love them. And you sharing this, good morning everyone, you sharing this allows people to get to know Roger, Lieutenant Roger Nestor, York City Police. May, how are you? Mike, how are you? Zach, how are you? Tony, how are you? Denny, Debbie, Bailey, how are you? I love all of you. You know, it's up to us to take control of our community. It's up to us to change the way things are, and we've been doing an awesome job. We just have to keep going, keep the energy going, and keep expansion.
Yeah, and we're going to trip up at times. I mean, as individuals, we're going to have our down days, but we can't let it keep us down. I mean, as a police officer, we probably have more down days than most, dealing with the negativity the way we do day in and day out. But we have to believe in what's going on. We have to have a positive outlook to spring back from that and enjoy the job and do it in a righteous way. And there's you know, many ways we do that. Joking around amongst ourselves, talking with people. You know, there are many officers and detectives that are involved in local sporting events as coaches, referees, helping organize Special Olympics, things like that. The other thing we're doing right now, there's an event, a vibe, a thing going on in New York City right now called 10,000 Acts of Kindness, and our officers are in on it. They're going around with these coins, 10,000 acts of kindness, as they see someone doing something positive in the community. They're going to hand an individual this coin and a card saying, hey, June 30th, there are going to be 10,000 of us meeting at Penn Park to sit down together and have a meal.
Nice.
And get to know each other and join in. And it's just promoting our positivity and telling people, hey, thank you for doing good. It doesn't have to be some giant life-saving event. Just, and something that our officers see that we think, hey, that's really nice that person did that. And with speaking of that, you personally, Shane, I'm going to give you your coin for 10,000 acts of kindness.
I appreciate
You've
that.
earned it tenfold.
Thank
With
you.
the positivity you have had over the years, running down the street, like I said, crazy madman, back when you had your crazy caveman hair going on. But I picked up on it right away, pointing at people, thumbs up, pointing at people, making the heart sign. It was easily recognized right from the jump. I'm just spreading positivity. That's it. I don't know what you have going on this morning or this evening, but you know what? I'm here for you. I like you, and I want you to have a good day. That's incredible. You've been doing this for years, and I thought you should be recognized.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. Coming from my heroes, man. Love these guys and gals in New York City. You know, I love New York City. You know, it's grown on me to the part that it's part of my backbone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It went from being skin in the game to bone. This is my backbone. And we want everyone to be a part of it. And I love, you know, you're seeing judges and lawyers and police officers and hair talk about Isaac, seeing barbershops and everything.
Isaac's the man.
Yeah, we just did a video with him. Amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, all these parts of the city, you see places might have been dark and they're lighting up now.
Oh,
You know?
it's as I keep saying, there's just such a positive vibe that's slowly building here. And we're not perfect by any means as a city, as a police department, but we're bonding together. We're starting to unite like we haven't had in ages, and we're having fun with it. People are starting to talk to each other. You know, it's just a real fun time to be here. Like I said before, York's amazing because we have everything within walking distance, driving distance, or a bus ride.
I mean, you've seen a lot. You know, you're from here, so you've seen a lot. What do you think are some changes that we could add? Like, I could tell you one thing that I've heard, I'm not from here, is people love going to all the different camps that were around here.
That is something that I'd love to see again. Growing up, my parents couldn't afford it, so I didn't go to any, but I really wanted to because I heard the stories from my friends. And that's something with our youth, that bonding, that building of culture and understanding each other and having fun transcends the time. It goes on past high school and past college to when you're an old man like me and you remember friends from back then that, you know, when I ask someone, well, how do you know them? Well, we were at Camp Tuckahoe together. Oh man, that's fantastic. Oh, we wanted to go to that. You guys still talk? Oh yeah, we're good friends. Well, that's phenomenal. The programs that we have are doing really good things in the city. The stuff going on at Bonnie Grimes' gym, at the CA, the Champion Center, all good stuff.
Bonnie Grimes has gotten some really
And
good like that.
we're looking to, you know, expand it, something different. I've been going to block parties and things like that. My background, York High, I was a wrestler. Well, it's kind of hard to share that, especially when you're a police officer. You start grabbing your head. You know, people are, whoa, what are you doing? Okay. But also my background, I played rugby for 7 years. So that's something a little different. I like to share that with the kids. So what I do is I have a thing called bait. And my bait is I have a rugby ball, which looks like an American football, but it's white and a little bigger. So I walk around spinning that in my hands. And I'll have some young lady, some young man that'll come up to me and ask, what kind of football is that? I said, no, it's a rugby ball, and I hand it to them. And I tell them a little bit about rugby, and then I tease them. I go, oh, you better get that back. That's man style. This will hurt you. And then I have them hooked. They want to know how to pass it. They want to learn more. And I'm looking at this year, connecting with the street soldiers in Shiloh Baptist Church. Fred Walker. Fred Walker's another guy in this community. Phenomenal people. That we're going to show a movie called Invictus. It has Morgan Freeman in playing Nelson Mandela. And it shows how in South Africa they help break down these communication barriers through rugby. And I want to use it as a positive spin to introduce these young men and women into something they don't normally see in this area, see how positive it could be, and then get them out with members of the York College rugby team, boys and girls. and have them work with the kids to also promote the mindset in these kids that, hey, you can complete anything you want in life. Set a goal and go for it. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it when you reach it.
And you know what's valuable about team is no matter what team, whether it's, I always told my kids, I don't care what you do, you have to join something, whether it's tea club, drama club, sports, because you sacrifice self for the greater.
Absolutely.
And that is important in community, because that's what community is. That's what living a good life is about.
Yep.
And getting back on track. And I think it's important is to see, first of all, getting to know each other. And they really do, law enforcement, our community, wants us to have second, third, 18th, 19th, but you gotta make progress, you gotta want to do it. You can't lay back, you can't be a victim, right? It doesn't matter your color, your creed, your religion, what baseball, football, whether you like it or not, or art, we are all human. We all should get to know each other a little bit. And you all know it, right? You're like, you get to know someone, you're like, I didn't even know that about them. And you're like, I should have known, I should have gotten to know them, I should have judged them. In our mind, we think that. And we're like, they were cooler than I thought, they were nicer than I thought, they weren't what I was told. Don't let other people tell you who someone is. Don't take a Simeon branded, don't take a department and brand it, don't take a person and brand them, get to know them. And when you do, it's hard not to be understanding.
Well, and on the other side, with being a police officer, I try to explain to our young guys, if you get the community to buy in, and they get to know Roger, they get to know Shane, they have your back. We have a great young officer, Justin Martin. He was YouTube famous and Facebook famous last year because he was at the block party out in the 600 block of West Texas. And he was just being himself. They were line dancing in the street, and he said, you know what? Let me join in too. Those folks.
And who did it when he grabbed the tree?
Yep.
When he grabbed the tree at Johnny B's, driving down the road, all dressed up nice, pulls over and takes that tree, which would have hurt somebody, and took it off.
But those folks, the residents there in the 600 block of West Princess, in that area, Justin Lane cannot be hurt in that area. They love him. They will back him up and support him. And that's what I try to tell the young guys, that I went to a call by myself once to shut down a party. It was 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. All the rest of the officers were tied up with another incident. I was by myself. I had no backup. I said, okay, it's the third time we're going here. I got to make an arrest. These folks aren't learning all this. Well, 2 gentlemen squared off on me, and I knew it was going to become a physical altercation shortly. Knew I wasn't probably going to win, but I had a job to do, and my backup would come, whether it was West Manchester, Northern Regional, my own officers, whatever, I still had a job to do. And when I said, hey, you're going to have to go, and the one young man who I went to school with said, Ness, it's not going down like that. We're going to fight you. There were some young ladies in the background, I didn't know were there, that started screaming. And they started out with, oh no, you're not doing that. That's Nestor. He went to York High. Yada yada, started berating these 2 young men. I turned around and I see 2 of the ladies were cheerleaders for York High, but I was a wrestler there. They came to my rescue. So they got done berating these 2 young men. The one guy turned around and said, Ness, my bad. Just cuff me and get me out of here. But that's what I said. When we tie in with the community, it's a safety issue.
Because we're human.
Well, not only that, but the community in New York City is strong. They really are. They're people that when they see right and wrong, they're going to step up and hold everyone accountable, whether it's a police officer or you or anyone. They're going to step up and say, yeah, that's not right, you need to stop.
Yes.
And that's what I try to tell the young officers. If you engage with the community and let them get to know you, let them get to know Roger, they will back you up. They will be your backup when it is most needed.
True story. I wouldn't run in the city if I didn't know all these amazing people that have my back. Believe me, I run crazy hours in the city, and I feel safe.
Oh, you have great people in the city.
Yeah.
The overwhelming majority.
But you have to get to know them. Like, people did think I was crazy. I was. But then when they got to know me, they realized I wasn't all drugged up. I wasn't all messed up.
There has to be a vested interest in that relationship.
Yeah. So you have to have a conversation, break bread, do something like that, man. Play ball, do something out there. But stop and say hi. I know we're all busy. But we can't be too busy to brighten our community. And I got to tell you, York, my hat's off to you, which I don't have one, but if I did, I'd take it off. because you have made strides beyond, like, you know, I don't watch news outside of here. I only watch news of my friends that I've handpicked to be my friends, because y'all are doing awesome stuff. I mean, I'm humbled and grateful to be in your presence. Y'all are really doing amazing things, and I'm glad no one's asking for permission. They're just doing it.
Yeah, it's great to see. We have so many entities within the city that are not subscribing to the old thought process of we're going to separate, we're going to differentiate, we're going to build barriers between us, including the police department, obviously. It's all about, hey, you're a resident here. We need to get together and talk. Regardless of what, you know, has historically been an issue, whether it's race, sex, your locale, we're getting beyond that now.
I mean, you guys aren't all cocky and like, we can't talk to you, we're busy. Like, it's not there. Like, I was impressed with that, I gotta tell you. You know, the old way would be like, yo, we're this, and if you don't call us, don't talk to us. Like, for real, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not there, and that's impressive.
But there is a time and place. When we're at an incident, we can't talk. We have to take control. Safety of the residents is primary function. Then collecting evidence to solve the crime. It's not a time that we're going to be able to answer questions or talk to you. You know, it's you catch us at a Turkey Hill or walking in a neighborhood. That's a good time for that.
On a segue.
Yeah, on a segue. Oh, we love the segues, and we know we look silly on them.
Oh, people love seeing you on it. They love the segue.
Yeah, they're fantastic. The segues and the bikes, we really enjoy them.
The bikes, love it.
Yeah.
And walking around, when people see y'all walking around, it's nice, and people feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And that's what we're looking for. It is the fear of crime that causes more problems than crime itself. Statistically, fact. We can prove that. The fear of crime keeps people indoors. And that leads to that problem of neighbors not communicating, not getting out for events like the St. Baldrick's Day, the Citizen Police Academy. Whether the fear is justified or not, it's there, so it's relevant. And it has a huge effect on our society and our culture everywhere. You know, and that's why you don't see people sometimes, or you hear people saying, well, I don't want to go in there, I'm probably going to, you know, get shot or stabbed or mugged or something. And historically, the recent history over the past few years, I want to say we're well into the 90 percentile range. The victims of serious and violent crimes have put themselves in that position. Whether it was, you know, I'm not saying they're gang members, but affiliated with gangs. Maybe their friends are gang members and they're hanging out with them, involved with drugs. You know, things like this, out after curfew. You know, they have taken some action to put themselves in that place. And I'm not knocking them for it. I'm just stating fact here. But what we're looking to do is say, hey, look, those people put themselves or helped with that situation. Most people, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that come into the apparel center, come in for dinner on the weekends, come in for all the events we have, the St. Patrick's Parade coming up, never have a problem. But because it's not news, you don't hear about that. And we have such an influx of people in the city on a daily basis, let alone especially when we have an event like the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the Halloween Parade, First Friday, the bike night, that never have a problem. But it's not being reported.
George Street is 20,000 cars an hour.
I didn't know that.
Because I did, because I advertised.
Okay.
So it's 20,000 cars in 1 hour going from, and it's 4 or 5 miles. I don't know what George Street is in the city, but that's what goes down George Street in 1 hour. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
With a lot of things on their mind.
Yep, and the overwhelming majority of those people have no problems at all. Going through our city, coming into our city,
they wave,
walking
they honk,
around.
they're happy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're as happy as a York peppermint patty, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, I miss them. Oh, yes.
Yeah, York peppermint patty. York barbells were the first cap in the United States. I mean, we have a lot of things to hang our hat on, and we have taken the change of this world and embraced it like nobody has.
Well, and right along that line, one thing a lot of people don't know about is York Twinning Association. Believe it or not, for folks that don't know what that is about, York Twinning Association, York is twinned with Arles, France. That's our sister city. It is also linked with, and I always say this wrong, Liechtenstein Erdung. Mayor Helfrich can correct me in a heartbeat, he knows it. But we're linked with other cultures in France and Germany. We have been. With France, I believe it's been since 1959, we've been sister cities to each other. We do cultural exchanges, things like that.
My daughter went to York College and she went to York, England.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so we have those cultural connections already here, but they're not being advertised.
Yeah.
They're not being put out.
And college, having a college city, I gotta tell you all, it is an amazing thing to have the colleges that we have, whether it's Penn State, Hack, all these York College. We are blessed to have these colleges and have these young people because a lot of them stay here, and that's good for our community.
Yeah, they're really good kids. Going back to rugby, I coached rugby for the girls' rugby team at York College for 3 years. Real good group of young men and women coming up through nowadays. Their heads right. They still get on the media, the computers and Facebook or Twitter or whatever. A little more than I would like, but that's probably because I'm old.
The Blacks, the rugby team, the Blacks or something.
The New Zealand, the All Blacks.
Yo, if you haven't heard their chant, it is epic.
Yes, they're Hawkeye.
Oh man, it's epic. Like when I go running, I listen to that. That's awesome.
Even the teams that are playing against the All Blacks will stop and show respect when they do their Hawkeye. And that's a cultural thing for them, and it's phenomenal. It really is. It motivates both teams.
I don't know what they're saying, but I get pumped.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You can feel energy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and I think that goes back to everything that we're talking about is the energy that we have, and being around the energy, and getting information allows you to not be ignorant and not for us to judge. When we get information, we can relax, we're less stressed, and we're happier people. And this allows you, getting to know people is getting information about them.
Absolutely. And sharing information.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be empathetic and like we were talking about earlier. You can agree, disagree, and still be friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that amazing nowadays?
100%.
It makes me laugh because that's the way I was brought up, and this Facebook, this communicating through media, and the angst and anger that are behind it all is silly. When we could sit down and disagree about something and still have a cup of coffee, still have a drink and be friends. They're different points of view, like I said, there's a reason we have chocolate and vanilla.
If you want different points of view, you can always go to Fixing York. So, I gotta tell you, but you know, wrapping this all up, I want to thank York City Police Mayor Michael Helfrich, amazing. I did say happy birthday, that's my dude, my friend, he's awesome, doing a great job. Lieutenant Banker, Chief Banker, and Lieutenant Roger Nestor. Appreciate all of you, the whole force, everybody, all of you, all the men and women in law enforcement, especially York City Police being here today. Just appreciate them. Gosh, you know, one last thing. I know I was in communities around the world where they didn't have law, and I'll tell you, that's a really very scary place. There's people that won't even leave their own block.